Good morning. Happy New Year from Frank Murphy on Song for Ireland. The Kevin Bell Repatriation Trust, KBRT, is an amazing organisation, and we frequently feature Joan Ross talking about its journey. I mean, the journey of the Kevin Bell and the trust that's in it. And when Joan was on with me telling her life story, we did a special 2-hour feature with Joan last year, and we frequently hear a reference to the Kevin Bell repatriation during the amazing month of November that was in it. I'm just going to cut straight from the chase of putting on other tracks right now to welcome Elise McDonough. Elise, good morning, and you are so welcome to the show.
Good morning, Frank.
I hope your mic's working all right, Kay. No, we're not getting you. You have to switch mics there. Technician times
How are you going?
Yeah, much better. That gives us a great warning what not to do for the special guests. Alice, I was just chatting to you during a brief introduction there, and if you would begin by telling me your friendship with Gerry Scully, who's from Annahadown in County Galway, 31, had lived and worked in Australia for 6 years, engineer, and had become an Australian citizen only a few weeks prior to his tragic death, November 15th.
I was working in a hostel, and backpacker hostel, and I met him there. He was one of our longest staying guests, and he'd always be there with a laugh, or it was just so good to see him whenever he was around. So we became good friends from that, and had lots of love and laughs. So that's how I met Gerry.
Isn't it amazing the way one hears of people who passed away under extraordinary circumstances? Always, laughter and love and youth, particularly youth.
Mm.
The fact that they disappeared, was it a huge shock to you to discover that he had gone?
Yeah, I'd been up all night working because I work from home, and I saw a post on Facebook that said R.I.P. my brother, and I just looked at the photo and went, I just couldn't believe it. That was Gerry. And I didn't know at that time what had happened either, so I was in quite a lot of shock.
Absolutely. And isn't it amazing the way you've turned the shock into action and reaction, and in a very positive way, go from love and tears to love and laughs?
Yes, there were lots of tears, a few too many tears, and then all the other sad news that was coming out that month about the other Irish people who had died tragically. It just made it
for Joan and the Canada Association.
Yeah, it was a very emotional kind of time for me, dealing with the death of Gerry. But then to see the news about the other young Irish lads, like I've met all these young people. I didn't know them personally, but they're here in Australia to have fun. They're so excited. They wouldn't even think something like this would happen to them or a friend of theirs. They might not even have known about the Kevin Bell Repatriation Trust until they sadly had to use it. I didn't know about it, and finding out about it and the work that they've done is just incredible.
So did that in turn motivate you to carry on and kick it along, and the Kevin Bell Repatriation Trust would gain more momentum and traction out of what you are about to head into with your show, Love and Laughs?
Yeah, I think it's good to get the word out there of what they do and that they're available. And obviously I've distributed hundreds of flyers, thousands of flyers actually, so that Kevin's name is living on throughout that. And
absolutely, and a beautiful image of him as well in your publicity posters, yeah. I notice. Tell me this, is your background that you've been doing production forever around the traps, or I know little about you. You will forgive me for that.
That's okay.
And because even in your press release you underplay your role in this, but you're the event organizer, stroke producer of this forthcoming event in the middle of the frenzy of Piaf, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm the bit of /producer / designing the posters / doing all the artwork, writing the press releases, coming and speaking to lovely people like yourself.
Oh, well, I've been in your journeys as well. I've been in your journeys. I'm not that much. I can't say shrinking violet, but the odd time my aunt used to say the heart would bow down sometimes with the sheer pressure of work, doing productions, not like on the scale of what you're doing, but like what you're doing. Tell me, it's going to be on in the State Theatre.
Yeah, so it's in the Heath Ledger Theatre, so it's kind of got the connection of a other young person that was gone too soon. So
that is really clever.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful theatre. I had Gerry's brother John was here about 3 weeks ago, and he came and had a look at the theatre with me.
Yeah, it's
so
beautiful.
It's nice to share where it's all going to happen.
Yeah. Now, in loving memory of Gerry Scully, the fundraiser for the Kevin Bell repatriation, and tickets, by the way, it's on Saturday, 6th of February at 6:30 in the Heath Ledger Theatre. Do you want to go through some of the lineup for me and explain, before we lead into your first track of your first choice, to talk to Gerry there about that one?
Yeah, well, we've got a great lineup of people that you've probably seen on TV at other galas, like the Melbourne Comedy Festival Gala and various other international TV shows.
Yeah, Melbourne Comedy Show.
Yeah, so you've got Dave Callan, who's another Irishman.
Yeah.
You've got Mary Burke, who's the MC. She's a wonderful lady who I looked after her show at the Fringe World last year.
Okay.
And I'm helping her out again this year as well. She's amazing.
What is Mary Burke doing this year in the Fringe World? Is she doing her own show? She's
doing her own show this year in the Fringe, and I'm very excited to be a part of helping her promote it. So.
Oh, isn't it great that she's MC for you? Well,
yeah, she's a fantastic comedian, very, very smart, very clever. So I wanted to try and get the Irish connection as much as possible. So I've got Mary Burke and Dave Callan, who you might have seen on Rove as well.
Marcel Lecombe?
Yes, so he's a French man, but he's not really French. He's from the UK.
Yeah, so making a French name, yeah?
Yeah, you
and a pretty nice one it is, isn't it? Marcel Lecombe.
He's amazing. So you can actually see there's on the website with loveandlaughs.com, you can actually see a video of him doing Set List, which is a totally improvised comedy show. So 7 minutes of him just getting words.
Improv.
Yeah, getting words thrown at him, and it's incredible. It's a bit naughty to play on.
Oh, look. Come on, let's get rid of this one. Elise McDonough. Nobody's sanctimonious around here. And we were about to play a track of Tommy Tiernan, which we let go for now. No, and the track of Tommy Tiernan was about the Irish. We might have a go at it afterwards, but for now I won't. It's just that Tommy Tiernan's doing the haka. Have you seen that on YouTube? I've seen many Tommy Tiernan videos, but not that one, no. Yeah, well, it's very funny. You haven't lived till you've seen this one, although you've lived quite a lot. But anyway, apart from Tommy Tiernan, tell me about Janelle Cunning, Jade Esteban Estrada, Kieran Lyons, Matt Price, Cameron McLaren, Simon Clayton, Chris Turner, and Andy Silverwood. The only person not on the line is Joel Creasy. That's it. I'll try. I've got to try. But he's very busy in the jungle, I hear. He is. I know him well. He's a former student of mine. He's an incredible comedian. Yeah, incredible. Happy to see him do so well. Yeah, he showed potential from day one when he did his thing at Wesley College. So, are you going to introduce this track from the CD you burned? So, put it in context for the listener as to what they're going to hear, or a substance flavour thereof, yeah? Yeah, it's just a lovely little short track of Mary Burke doing what she does best, telling a funny story. Cool.
Every time you ring up the bank, they always ask security questions like, what's your mother's maiden name, or your place of birth, your most memorable address. Now, I don't know if you know this, but you can actually create your own security question, which is exclusive to you and can only be answered by you. So every time I ring up the bank, they have to ask me the following. Miss Burke, what are you wearing? To which I have to respond, you filthy, disgusting pervert. I want to speak to your supervisor. Then we have a bit of a laugh, I check my balance, and everybody's happy.
Wow, that was a short sound grab. Is she the same Mary Burke who on her on YouTube does the one with the Virgin Mary with the white veil and the blue cloak and the whole thing.
Yes.
Oh,
I think it's called Mum's Net. Am I being unreasonable? So it's a bit
That's
more,
hilarious.
It's amazing.
That's amazing. Not for an early morning show such as this
Yeah.
right now. But tell me, was it hard or difficult or challenging getting all of these guys, or were half of them around the traps anyway, happen to be visiting Perth? Tell me what the logistics are like, Ali McDonough, right now.
I was lucky that Fringe World was coming up, and I was lucky that the Heath Ledger Theatre was available on a Saturday, which I was not expecting.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of these people due to my relationship with the comedy community, with my past work I've done for many shows.
Would you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I did 18-show season of a show called I Wish I'd Never Been a Chicken by a guy called...
Never been a what?
A chicken. So it actually had a picture of a wishbone on it, and it said, I wish I'd never been a chicken.
Oh, far out.
Yeah, so that was Brendan Lovechild, who is actually Iggy Azalea's father, who is a rapper who's doing very well in the USA. So that was my first connection. And then I went on a tour for about a month with a lady called Julia Wilson before we met, and I thought, I hope we get along because we'll be in a car together for a month. So it was like...
And did you?
We did, thankfully. As long as she was fed, it was okay. So she was great. And done two, I call them middle of nowhere tours, where I took a young comic by the name of James Moffat all around WA, all to the very small little towns in the middle of nowhere to do comedy.
And how did that go?
That was great fun. He learnt a lot, and I also sent him off to India and to Asia to do some work as well. So
it seems to me you're a mover and a shaker. I'm on. Look, there's a concert I'm involved with later on in the year of 2016. And you can chalk it down that I'll be talking to you straight out. I want to reassure my Australian Irish heritage board members here that we've met the comedian or the person who's in touch with the comedians. I knew a man who knew a girl who danced the Prince of Wales, as they say in old-fashioned parlance. Alice McDonough. And so... any bookings? I mean, the booking is, by the way, Ticketek. Book now at ticketek.com.au. If it goes for the first run, is there any chance it's free on the Monday night for run 2?
What I'm trying to do is actually sell out the first show, which is, for those who don't know, the Heath Ledger Theatre has 575 seats. So I'm trying to sell out the first
575 seats, okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
I've sold 75, so I have 500 more to go.
Is that all? That's okay. Well, this is plug number 1. And tell me, it's a pretty expensive. I don't want to know the actual cost, but I have a rough idea as to what the Underground Theatre costs.
Yes.
I can imagine the Heath Ledger itself. With it's on 6:30 in the afternoon with front of house staff, technicians, lighting people, stand people. The lot is going to set you back. Have you any sponsorship as such?
Not yet. No. This was something that was just pulled together out of grief and pain, basically. So since this happened, and it feels like it's years since this has happened to my beautiful friend, and it's only been November because I've been doing this. So as far as pulling together sponsorship, I haven't really had the opportunity to do it because I've been too busy doing all the other stuff that's involved in running the show.
And do you have the goodwill of the comedians involved?
Yes.
I'm not going to pry here, but I mean, I'm assuming that maybe the main cost is going to be the venue cost.
Correct. The comedians have offered 5 minutes of their time for free.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've offered to pay Mary if she wishes to, because she's got a very large role that has to hold the whole night together.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what the deal is. But I mean, obviously, I've put a lot of my own money into printing.
Already, I can see
all of these
the wonderful blurbs and the stuff on web. You've explored the web completely as to what's available there. I'll tell you, I'm going to break for a track from Tommy Tiernan, just to. He has a bang. All comedians, or a lot of them, have a go at stereotype, talking about Joe Creasy for a moment. But I think Tommy Tiernan in this one has a go at us Irish, if you know what I mean, when we go abroad. And we'll see what your impressions are of both Tommy Tiernan and us Irish in Australia.
I don't know, most people compare themselves to the English, because they're going to come out of it looking good. I like the English, and I like England as well. Obviously I like to see them defeated in stuff like football and war. But in general, I think they're good people, They have a fierce reputation, the English. England has a fierce reputation for conquering the world. Invading loads of different countries and then getting upset when those people followed them home. I think Irish people, we're just as interested in taking over the world, and we don't do it by invading, though. We do it by infesting. It's a different plan of attack. See, we copped on that you kind of scare people. You get their backs up if you arrive with hatchets and machine guns in a foreign language. No. The Irish way. 2 people arrive. Armed with just a sleeping bag and a phone number. You go up to the tallest person in the village. Hello there, don't mind us, we're Irish, we're great crack. So we're always laughing in Ireland. Mad as badgers. Jeez, I was on the loch last night. I came back home and put the rashers in the toaster. Don't mind us. If you're Irish, come into the parlour. Good luck to you now. Nothing to fear here. And the 2 Irish people disappear into a cottage. 3 weeks later, 47 Irish people walk out.
Well, Alice MacDonald, what do you make of that? Have you know that piece of the track already? You do?
I've not heard that one before, no, but it was very funny.
What do you make of it, Sarah?
I think the Irish are wonderful people. I particularly like the accent.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. But I mean, we're mad.
Yes.
We're mad. We're out there. We're
which is good.
Tommy Tiernan, which is good. Exactly. I mean, our lovely Fiona Ray wished us all a little bit of madness in her good year. Wishes in a lovely sign, a lovely posting. Sorry, forgive me. But in your gig, you have Irish artists in it for the Kevin Bell Repatriation Trust. What in comedy, apart from that, makes you laugh? I mean, I'm trying to find out what draws you to comedy. My guests after 8, Kerry Hilton and Richard Hyde, are drawn very much towards legit theatre, but of course, comedy is an integral part of that as well. But comedy is huge in Australia, isn't it? I mean, there's so much comedy shows in Melbourne. Is there comedy in Perth?
There is comedy just about every night in Perth. If you want to go and see comedy, you can see it almost every night in Perth, and it's not expensive.
No, that was new to me.
Yeah. I actually had Gerry's brother John here a few weeks ago, and we went to see his show, and it was $5. And I said, it's $5, so I don't know what we can expect, but it was absolutely incredible, and we had about 2 hours of good, solid laughs.
Where was the venue?
It was at the Flying Scotsman in Mount Lawley.
Oh, I know it.
Yeah, it's called Infinite Jest, and it's every Monday, and it's $5. So it's...
So is comedy kept alive by who organised the comedy situation in Perth, in terms of we kind of know who's behind community theatre, professional theatre, corporates, companies, they all have to row in there to make it work.
Yeah.
Who sets it up? Enthusiastic people like you, is it?
Yeah, I haven't got a regular comedy room in Perth at all, so I'm not one of them, but there are some very dedicated room runners that are also comedians, a lot of them. So it's also giving them a space that they otherwise wouldn't have had to be able to perform in.
Well, now, let's run it by each other again. Alice MacDonald is the producer, coordinator. I can't say General Dole's body because she's far from that, but with love and laughs, she's putting and turning a very tragic event in which her lovely, lovely friend Gerry unfortunately died under very sad circumstances, and the Kevin Bell Repatriation Trust and Joan Ross and the Clara are all rowing in behind this one. With Love and Laughs Comedy Gala hits off in loving memory of Gerry Scully on Saturday, February the 6th, 2016 at 6:30 at the Heath Ledger Theatre. And tickets to Ticketek, there are 700 tickets going, folks. Book now at ticketek.com.au. Alice MacDonald, any final words, or have we done our best for you?
You have done. It's been so lovely speaking with you today. Thank you. The only thing I will say, I'm really trying to sell out the first show so I can add a second show on the same night. And it just helps with the cost of a theatre to have more than one show, and it would be more money.
I promise you this week, when I talk to the head walker I will come in and do a voiceover ad, so that we can run it throughout the station,
Beautiful.
free of charge, as a gesture to both you and Kevin Bell and Joan Ross from this tiny little station, Radio Fremantle.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Oh, look, your lovely friend deserves the memory to be kept in posterity, and don't tear up. Have a laugh and love through the tears, and we will be with you on that date, on the 6th of February, in the Heath Ledger Theatre. Thank you so much.
Thank
When I
you.
bought out from Flynn, he walked out